kick it on, so anything you don't want people to hear you say. I can't remember if I'm supposed to turn the Wi-Fi off here. It's probably this. I think I left the Wi-Fi on, and it's probably gonna stop. I can remember to take the Wi-Fi off, and Rockville City, you may, because it doesn't work good. And it cuts out.
I guess you're on your page.
Yeah.
You're live now.
Yeah. So it's probably fuzzy. If I'm not getting a good signal, it'll be fuzzy. That's an old one. That's it. Is it clear? Hey, let me see that for a second. Oh, wait. Oh, now it's yours is spinning around.
Option. Whatever you're doing.
What I was going to do is show this and it'd be like an infinity mirror, one of those infinity mirror things.
You ain't been up ballad hanging out.
What ballad?
Ballad.
Oh, ballad. No, that's not my territory. I cover Hawkins County.
All rise. Hawkins County County Commission general session, Honorable Mike Rupp.
We'll be led in prayer by Commissioner Taylor. Before I pray, we got any prayer requests, anybody? All right, thank you. Let's pray. Lord, we thank you for another chance, another day, just another time just to be able to say thank you, Lord. That's all we could ever say. We can't say it enough. We ask you to go with us through this meeting, Lord, and just help us to vote our hearts and just to see eye to eye with everything we got to do, Lord. We ask you just to be with us in life, Lord, and be with us in every step we take. Forgive us our sins and any shortcomings. In your name we pray. Amen. Amen. Which the flag by Commissioner Hearn.
Attention. Salute. Pledge. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, I'm gonna call this meeting to order. We'll go ahead and do roll call. Everybody confirm.
We have 20 commissioners present, 1 absent.
Okay, we'll do the conflict of interest statement, Mr. Phillips.
Yes, Mr. Chairman. Those of you that acknowledge you have a conflict of interest, indirect conflict of interest, namely Jeff Barrett, do you acknowledge that indirect conflict of interest for all actions and purposes of this meeting?
I do.
Let the record reflect that Mr. Barrett has done so.
Okay, we'll move on down to commendations, recognitions. I want to recognize Commissioner Eden.
No.
On May the 7th, Clinch High School recently competed in a solar-powered kart challenge at Bristol Motor Speedway. This consists of taking a gasoline-powered go-kart, installing an electric motor and batteries, then designing a solar power system that recharges the batteries to keep the vehicle running. Students then drive laps around the speedway to determine which team can make the most laps in a predetermined time. They must make pit stops to change drivers, make repairs, but cannot change the batteries. The commissioners would like to recognize Clinch High School for winning this competition in convincing style. Schools in this competition were Science Hill, Greenville Technology Center, Unicoi County, Sullivan Central, Elizabethton High, Volunteer High School, Hampton High School, Daniel Boone High School, Davy Crockett High, Johnson County, and Cherokee High School. Not an easy group to compete with. We as commissioners applaud your efforts and are proud of your accomplishments, and thank you, Clinch High School, for your excellence. This is Josh Couch, he's the teacher. And Josh did an excellent job, but he also did an excellent job involving the parents. He had a lot of support, and when you went to a competition, you saw him with a lot of people that are with him, and that's hard to accomplish, so we're really proud of that. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Anybody else got any commendation or recognition? If not, we'll move down to office report and committee reports, and before we do that, I've got some people out here in the audience who want to speak, so I'm gonna give you 3 minutes, and if you're on the committee that's been appointed by this commission, you got as long as you need, so. Okay, I want to recognize Dr. Blaine Jones first. He's on the EMS Exploratory Committee.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Just wanted to come by and give you an update. I spoke with the Public Safety Committee last week to update them on the ad hoc committee's exploration so far. Right now, we're in fact-finding mode. We have come up with 3 recommendations that we presented to the Public Safety Committee, and they asked us in turn to come and bring that here tonight. So as an update, to let you know the 3 recommendations, the first one is that this committee, and I think this is a resolution that's coming up later tonight, give us an extended 90 days to do more fact-finding before we make a complete decision on recommendations to put before this county commission. Our second recommendation was, after evaluating both applicants for the position to franchise for Hawkins County's EMS, our decision was, if we didn't present to you all another option within 90 days, that our recommendation would be to go with Hawkins County EMS. The third recommendation is, if you do extend us for 90 days and give us that opportunity to do more fact-finding, we have some good ideas amongst our committee to present to you folks, possibly 2 different models. One would involve Hawkins County being involved to the point of essentially absorbing and taking over Hawkins County EMS. The second option, Model B, would be a combination of Hawkins County EMS remaining as a nonprofit organization and still being absorbed by Hawkins County. That may be the best option for both entities. It would provide a lot of assets to both sides. We're going to investigate that a little bit more. There's not many of those around, but we have heard of a couple in our area that we're going to talk to and get some more facts from, and put a good package together and present it to you. The reason we're looking at those 2 options is, during our application process, reviewing those applicants and talking to them, and then later talking to Hawkins County EMS Board of Directors, the big issue with them is stability. Every couple of years, every 3 years, they're having to come and apply to be the franchisee for Hawkins County. when that happens, 6-8 months before that comes out, a lot of the guys are saying, and ladies, what if we don't get that application approved? What if we're not the one picked to be the franchisee? They have lost a total of, I think right now there's 6 full-time employees down. And that's because they don't feel their jobs are stable. And there's a lot of factors that play into that. One of them is having to go through the franchise option every 3 years. The second is their pay is atrocious when you compare it to the counties around us. They leave, we train them here, they leave and go to Greene County, Washington, Sullivan, wherever the pay's a little bit better. And the benefits are better. So couple of the models that we're talking about would provide them stability, get them a better pay scale comparable to those around us, plus it would possibly get better benefits, one of those being a retirement fund that would be on par with some of the best in the state of Tennessee. That would be very attractive and try and keep people here in the EMS. There have been issues. We met, Ms. Speaks invited me last week to come and speak to Segornsville BMA. They're very concerned that they don't have that truck in Segornsville anymore. And that comes down to manpower. Hawkins County EMS does not have enough full-time people to staff that station without having to pay overtime. And it was costing between $30,000 and $35,000 a month to pay overtime throughout Hawkins County EMS system-wide just to keep all the ambulances staffed. So right now, Hawkins County is being covered by 5 ambulances. That's if they're not in service. If 2 or 3 of them are on calls, then you're down to 2 ambulances. There have been times we've been down to 0 ambulances available. So it's a big issue. It's something that all of us should be concerned about. Something that we're going to present before you all once we get more facts and figures and give you a good plan. But it's something that we got to look at for the citizens of Hawkins County, for their protection, for their health, and for their well-being. So those are the 3 recommendations that we have so far. And like I said, we hope that you'll give us that 90 days to do more fact finding and put into consideration what we need to come up with to present to you. Thank you for your time. Any questions?
Dr. Jones, do we need to kind of gauge the commission tonight as to which one we may, if there is a preference, so that you can more adequately guide your resources for additional research? Or are you just relying on if the 90-day extension is provided, then you're going to move on and perform due diligence on option A and B?
That's our plan. I think we can accomplish it in probably much less than 90 days.
Okay.
So we'd be able to bring both to you, so you could look at both pros and cons, be able to compare them, and see which you would like to go with, if either one. And if not, of course, our other recommendation was that you continue to franchise with Hawkins County EMS. Anybody else? Thank you.
I want to recognize Jack Martin.
I'm Jack Martin and I live in Churchill. I've been here before. Y'all wish you luck. But anyway, I've got a couple of things. Number one, I was thinking about the ambulance service. And we'll talk about that whenever I think it should be a special meeting and we'll get into that. But the first thing is, y'all are doing this county a disservice. I talked to the mayor, he talked nice, but it didn't seem really receptive. I subscribe to the Kingsport paper and I subscribe to the Rogersville Review. Y'all do not comply with the Sunshine Law. You put nothing in either paper. Now, the way I read the statute, you don't comply, everything y'all talk about is void. Y'all need to do that. You need to at least put it in there. Number one, I'm going to come to the budget meeting. I just found out that the budget meeting next one's gonna be, I believe, June the 17th. That's the third Monday, at 8:30 in the morning. You never put a pick a thing in paper about it. You're in violation of the sunshine law, and if I can find who complained to this thing, I will do it. Number one, the county, we're talking about the county don't need to take off the ambulance service, not if the commission has anything to do with it. And also, we need to get our priorities right. Budget committee, you really need to get right. And Commissioner Rance, you're smart. You know what you're doing. Why you moved to 8:30 had to be for y'all's convenience. It certainly wasn't for the residents.
Would you like for me to address that?
Well, you can, yes, please, go ahead.
We had budget hearings, they were 3 days long. They began at 8:30 in the morning, they ended approximately 2:30. So we went through the hearings like we do every single year. So what we did for June is we changed it up a little bit where we were gonna have a budget committee meeting at 8:30, then move on to another budget hearing for an individual that was not able to make it during the hearings. And then we're gonna go into our budget session to where we start to analyze what we absorbed during those 3 days. So it's not atypical that it's being done. The only difference is we changed it to 8:30 in the morning so that we could give all those individuals adequate time to be there. I assure you, sir, there is nothing underhanded. There's no conspiracy theory. You can take my cell phone number or any commissioner here, and that I appreciate your compliment to say that I'm smart, but I can assure you that every individual here, I have the utmost respect and confidence in their intellectual ability. I'll have to say this is probably one of the best commissions that we've had. And the issue with sunshine law violations, we actually pay to Kingsport Times and Rogersville Review probably on a monthly basis to put those in the newspaper. So if it's not being done, well, I can assure you we will get to the bottom of it. That will be dealt with, but I'm more than confident that that is being accomplished.
It is time. I guarantee you, I kept 3 months of the Rogersville Review, and I went over that paper, everything in it, and there was nothing. You had Rogersville Tree Service, said they can have a meeting today, but y'all didn't have nothing in there.
Okay, I'm sorry, Mr. Bobo, as a representative. of
classified department,
It's
so.
included when the notices go out.
It's the classified department, so I don't know how they do their thing.
Okay, we'll, and on the radio as well, but I'll tell you what, we'll make it a priority to go through and get dates of all those that have been posted and get that to you.
I can say with pretty much certainty that if you paid them, they were gonna put it in there though.
They didn't. I go through, I check it. And now, we need to get, as far as the budget is concerned, you need to get your priorities in order. Talked about several things. One, the most important thing that you need, the most important thing in this county, other than the taxpayers, are the employees. You need to get the pay scale right, that you need to find the money somewhere. And you don't need to be thinking about taking over the, central dispatch and spending a pile of money to get into something else we don't need. Let's talk about getting some employee salaries up there where they need to be, because that's the most important asset that this county has. And that's all I gotta say. I'll be back when I got something else to say. Thank y'all.
We appreciate it, thank you.
Anybody else, any office reports or committee report?
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to say, I'd like to give my office staff some praise. Last week, for the 7th year in a row, we have received a clean audit report from the State Division of Property Assessments. And that's due to the hard work of the office staff. And I just want to let you all know that.
Anybody else?
Mr. Pitt. I am a, resident of District 6. I spoke with Mr. Brewer, one of our commissioners in that district. I am here tonight, and I've got a couple questions for the commissioners. I would like someone to tell me how much in debt Hawkins County is. What's the debt amount?
You want that now or after you get that?
Well, I've been told it's $92 million, is that correct?
I think cumulatively, was it 83 million total? But it all turns out 2038, the majority of which is school system debt, and Ms. Farmer may be able to confirm if that's correct.
I don't know any figures if you don't know.
But we went through that. Well, we did with the debt subcommittee as well. Do you remember, Ms.
Roughly
Speaker?
90 million is correct.
I
Okay.
did exactly
So,
what you were
my
saying.
response to that is $90 billion is a lot of money. That's money that the taxpayers have to pay. That's my first thing. And every one of you commissioners need to keep that in consideration when you all are actually going to be voting on taking on another debt for this county. Now, I went to the mayor's office today. And I should have done this last month, but didn't have time because I worked. According to the Hawkins County General Fund for the fiscal year of 2019 through 2020, the Hawkins County EMS has requested $150,000. Now, are any of you all aware of that?
They withdrew, if I can speak, Chairman Harris, they withdrew that amount and they just asking for what they received last year.
Okay, well, according to the mayor's office, and I have this, and this is printed up today, Atlanta printed it for me. That's an increase of $90,000.
They withdrew it.
It ain't
Well,
updated yet.
they may have withdrew it, but that needs to be public knowledge they withdrew it. Now, I know Dr. Jones, I know him personally, I know him professionally. I know some of the other members on this committee that you all have picked are the same ones basically that you had last time. And they were all about Hawkins County EMS. Now, this board, or the Public Safety Board, was given another option, and I watched the Public Safety Committee video on YouTube, and Lifeguard was not mentioned. Now, I know 4 years ago, I think there was a big ordeal about Lifeguard coming in here, okay? I understand all that, and it was the good old boy club thing that went on again.
Excuse
This-
me, your time's up. so
Well,
you
sorry.
better wrap it up.
I think, Mr. Brewer, can I have an extra few minutes? This committee needs to be addressed.
I don't have the authority to give you that.
Well, you commissioners need to realize this needs to be put before the voters, not just this committee. $90,000, originally $30,000 was given to the Hawkins County EMS years ago to purchase a new ambulance. Now it is continuing, every 2 to 3 months. Mr. Merle is before you all wanting more money, more money.
You
Now,
didn't
if
wrap
you,
it up because you're out of time.
well, sir, I am a voter, I am a
I
taxpayer.
understand that,
But this
we
board
gotta-
needs to understand, if you vote for this, they bill. They're not doing their billing appropriately, and I have a personal interest in that.
Franchise or nothing tonight, so it's not even an issue.
Hey, so I noticed earlier that you mentioned debt, and obviously debt concerns you. Can you tell us how much debt Lifeguard has?
Lifeguard's application, when we got it, did not have any lifeguard figures in it whatsoever.
But they are in debt, correct?
They are in debt by $2.4 billion. But
That's a whole lot more than Hawkins County.
Yes, ma'am, but do you realize what counties and what states they cover?
Well, they're
What does
obviously
that
not
have to do with-
successful though, or they wouldn't, I mean, let's look out, and this is what could happen if Lifeguard, this is what's scary to me. They could pull up in the middle of the night,
Well,
And we
Hawkins
have
County
nothing.
pulled up in the middle of the night.
They're still here, we've got 5 trucks in Hawkins.
That's
All
correct,
right.
but they're not
We,
maintenance.
we're gonna move on, so,
Well, when is the next commissioner meeting? I just want to know. Is this gonna be brought up then?
fourth Monday of every month.
Okay, is this gonna be brought up again? Or you are gonna go
We're
ahead
waiting
and vote
on,
this in?
the board to decide what we need to do, then we gotta go to the public safety to decide, then come back to the county commission.
Okay,
probably
so,
Probably gonna be 90 days or longer.
Okay, let me ask you this, Mr. Hurrell. How long would it take to get a vote on the dockets? I'm talking about the taxpayers make this decision.
You'll have to see Donna Sharp or.
Okay, cause there's several commissioners here don't wanna hear it.
I think I can address that. The general public a lot of times thinks that you can put anything on the ballot for the voters to vote on. It's very limited. You can have like the wheel tax referendum, you can have, sales tax referendum. But I get calls all the time, how do we get this put on the ballot? If it's not under TCA code to hold an election for certain items, and that would not be one of them.
Well, how did Dr. Jones have the right to know
You
what
just need to get
lifeguard
with
is
him
in
after this
for?
meeting, because we're not discussing it now, it's not even the issue
So you don't
tonight,
want to
except.
discuss it, period?
No, I didn't say that. It's not on the agenda tonight, the only thing's on the agenda is the 90 days. So
Okay.
after that, if it passes 90 days, it will come back to public safety, then we'll decide if it needs to be
Okay.
extended or go on.
Let
So,
me ask you this, Mr. Chairman.
we're gonna move on.
Okay, I can understand it, but can I not ask you? Excuse me? Can I not ask you a question about this panel?
We are done. If you need to discuss it, you need to see the panel after this meeting or
No,
whatever.
this panel that you all have appointed,
It's
not
already,
you all.
so we're moving on.
Okay, so the commissioners do not want to hear what our taxpayers got to say about going further
I
in
ain't gonna
debt.
say it, but I'm moving
And
on.
you're
I need
leaving another
I need a
committee.
motion for, approving the minutes.
Am I on camera, Mr. Bobo? I'm on camera, so I'd love to speak with you afterwards.
Who said you want to join me? Okay.
Before we vote on the minutes, I need to make sure everybody is aware that there's a vacancy in the first district for a constable. We're gonna decide next month, who's gonna be appointed to that seat. So everybody should've got a copy in the mail. If not, I'm giving you notice now. District one, that'd be Mountain Lawn. All right. Approval of minutes. Motion passed. Move on into the resolution number 2019-0501, introduced by Commissioner Mays.
To the Honorable Michael Burrell, Chairman and members of Hawkins County Board of Commissioners, regular session, May 20th day of May 2019, resolution in reference to appointment of equalization board member to fill vacancy due to the death of Ray Jones, with term ending June 30th, 2020. Whereas the equalization board is appointed by the county legislative body on every even calendar year as per TCA 67-1-401, and whereas the board consists of 5 members that are taxpayers and are from different areas of the county, with the term being 2 years. Current equalization board's term ends June 30, 2020, and whereas due to the death of Ray Jones, an equalization board member, a vacancy has occurred, and whereas the following person is being nominated to fill said vacancy: William Cordell, per address Churchill, Tennessee. Therefore be it resolved that William Cordell be appointed to fulfill said vacancy with the term ending June 30, 2020. Mr. Chairman, I so move.
Motion by Commissioner Mays, second by Commissioner Field. Any discussion? If not, cast your vote.
21 yes.
Motion passed. Resolution 2019-0502, introduced by Commissioner Fields.
To the Honorable Michael Burrell, Chairman and members of the Hawkins County Board of Commissioners, in regular session, May the 20th day of May 2019, resolution reference approval of speed limit of 55 miles per hour on Bradley Creek Road. Whereas the state of Tennessee allows for counties to set the speed limit on county roads, and whereas the road committee met on April 11, 2019, and voted to raise the speed limit from 45 to 55 miles per hour on the following road: Bradley Creek Road at 55 miles per hour. Therefore, be it resolved that the 55 mile per hour speed limit on Bradley Creek Road be approved, and the Hawkins County Highway Department place speed limit signs on said roads. So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Fields, second by Commissioner Thacker. Any discussion? Commissioner Gunn.
Okay, I would like to make an amendment to that resolution. I drove that road yesterday, my husband went with me. And I see that 55's fine for most of that road, but there's a really, really long curve. And I drove 55 in my Highlander. And I felt like that possibly a person would not have control in that curve, especially with a really heavy vehicle. I would like to make an amendment that that area where the curve is, that it be set 45, but the rest of the road 55. I think 55's fine for the rest of the road. That's my motion.
Motion by Commissioner Goins to, at the curve, set it at 45 and the rest of the road at 55, correct?
Correct.
That'd be very confusing, wouldn't it?
Not if you have up signs. They do it all the time. They have that in Kingsport at that back, not Kingsport, Churchill, at the back intersection. It goes to 45. And then it goes back to 55. I see that at a lot of places.
Motion is on the floor. Do I have a second?
Hold on a second. How far is that?
It's probably, that section she's talking about is probably a quarter, 3/8 of a mile. And it's on the,
I need a second to get it on the floor before we discuss it. So do I have a second? If not, motion fails. Back to the original resolution. Commissioner Barrett. Oh,
Thank you, Mr.
hang on a minute, Commissioner Barrett. Hang on a minute. Okay, Commissioner Barrett.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I've drove that road myself. I've driven it at 45 miles per hour. I've also driven it at 55 miles per hour. And basically this resolution is the same resolution that we looked at, studied, and voted on back in November. Back in November, we heard from Mr. Allen, Mr. Allen's thoughts regarding the speed limit on this particular road. And I've got some figures and statistics. Part of the traffic on that road is the large trucks from the landfill. Now, a standard size truck that empties dumpsters, that has the lift on it, dumps it in the back of the truck. One of those trucks, empty, weighs 32,000 pounds, okay? Now, that truck, by law, is allowed to haul 10 tons of trash. So you have a truck that would gross out at 52,000 pounds, okay? On that road, there's curves on that road, there's hills on that road, there's other roads coming in to that road. And I don't think 55 is a safe speed limit for that road. I actually, when I drove on that road, coming back from Bradley Creek towards 11W, there towards that stop sign, there's some black marks there, okay? Now, I seen some black marks that was, in my opinion, was laid by a big tandem truck that had two sets of black marks by the wheels. I measured those black marks, okay? That one set of black marks that I measured out 340 feet, okay? Now then, a vehicle stopping distance. I got this information off the internet. As far as the weight limits on trucks, I got that from Republic Services, okay? But now, speed limit, stopping distance. This is just a regular vehicle on flat ground, good tires, good brakes, top of the line equipment. A vehicle going 55 miles per hour takes a total of 265 feet to stop. Okay? I measured the black marks at 340 feet for a tandem truck. Okay? Now, the black marks up there, if that had been a vehicle, a car, that car would have been doing 65 miles per hour. Okay? Basically, you know, same resolution, same rate. We voted on it in November, and this committee voted 3-1 to keep the speed limit at 45. Okay? I'm going to base my vote, if this comes to a vote, on what we did in November. Thank you.
Commissioner Fields?
Thank you, Commissioner Barrett. I would, right quick, the addressing the black marks, if you know, more than likely, and from somebody who pulls big trucks and big trucks full of a lot of equipment, 340 foot would probably somebody's brakes on it, more than likely. But I don't know that no more than anybody who measured the black marks to know, you know, whether they're trying to stop or not. But with all that being said, Superintendent Bain was elected by the county, road superintendent. He's qualified. He's went to every class, probably coming and going. And he has brought it to us twice to raise this. And his recommendation, you know, if he thinks that something needs to be raised, I would have to go along with what he said. And 2 times it's been brought to the road committee. 100% vote 2 times. No matter what happened the first vote in here, we still had a road committee. 5 second, I'm sorry, 5 second time, yeah. But I mean, you know, we brought it to the road committee, and you know, and I guess, you know, if it's brought, and we have our opinion, everybody's got their own opinion, and that's fine. But like I said, you know, if Superintendent Bain thinks that something's okay, I just felt like Lowe wouldn't have brought it to us if it wasn't okay. But that's just Lowe's opinion, just like mine and, you know, anybody else's.
Commissioner Speaks.
Well, nothing changed. I drive this road every day, and nothing changed from November to May. The curves didn't get any straighter, and the main users of the road didn't change, so I don't even know why this was brought back before us. It seems unnecessary, but I sat up there today at 9:45 this morning for 15 minutes and counted how many regular just passenger vehicles there was and how many trash trucks went by. It was a 5-to-2 ratio, actually. So counted 5 trash trucks and 2 regular vehicles. Well, it was actually 10 and 4, but when you move that on down. So there's a 5-to-2 ratio of who's using that road, and it's mainly the trash trucks. And like, I didn't know that Jeff Barrett had already done this, but I reached out to Public Services too. The average weight on their loaded trash trucks is 51,000 pounds. And for me and my kids, I'd like to not see that 51,000 pounds barreling at me at 55 miles an hour, especially around those curves. And I also would like to make a note that there is no other side road in Hawkins County at 55. This is the only one that would be that way. So I don't know why we even brought it back up.
Commissioner Thacker.
I'm with Dawson because the road superintendent recommended this the first time. It passed unanimous, second time it passed 5-2. But I also talked to Sheriff Lawson. He didn't have a problem with it. And I have a video that was videoed doing between 65 and 70 on that road in the curve that we were talking about just a few minutes ago. And there wasn't any problem in that video as far as your truck trying to shimmy with you or make any wrong moves or anything of that nature. I didn't see, but I will make another amendment to this resolution. I'll make an amendment that we put it 50 miles per hour for trucks and 55 for cars.
So is that your motion?
That's my motion.
Motion on the floor to change it to 55 for cars, 50 for trucks. Is that correct?
Yes.
Motion on the floor, second by Commissioner Fields. Any discussion on the amendment?
Can I make a comment? You think truck's gonna run 50? You been on Interstate 81? Says 55 for trucks, 65 for cars. And a truck will pass you up getting littler in the windshield when it should be getting littler in the rear view mirror. And that's the way they run. Trucks will not. If you give them 5 miles an hour, they'll take 10. My recommendation as a citizen is leave them the way it is and they can hurt nothing.
That's why we have a sheriff's department, so.
We can't clear it until all those figures have, we've got one more person on the board.
How long's that like?
Two probably, three. You want us to clear them?
Yeah, just clear one of them back up. Let me write them down first. Let me write them down that way. Voting on amendments to change it to 55 on cars, 50 on trucks. Yes is to change it, no is not to change it. Cast your vote. Roll call?
It probably is, but.
Roll call be fine.
We're gonna do roll call.
Yes is for the amendment, no is not.
Yes.
George Bridwell,
Yes.
Raymond Jesse,
Yes.
Sybil Von Trent. No. Jeff Barrett,
No.
Keith Gibson,
Yes.
Tom Kern,
Yes.
Danny Alvis,
Yes.
Charles Housewright,
Yes.
Charles Thacker,
Yes.
Dawson Fields,
Yes.
Valerie Goins. No. Hannah Speaks. No. Linda Davis. No. Mark DeWitt,
Yes.
John Metz,
Yes.
Nancy Barker,
Yes.
Larry Quantz,
No.
Rick Brewer,
Yes.
Bob Edens,
Yes.
Donnie Talley,
Yes.
Mike Burrell.
Yes.
Six no. Yes.
Motion passed.
have to be 15.
Motion passes. Before we clear the board, Commissioner Trent was up to speak next.
The road is approximately 2.1 miles long at 45 miles per hour. You get there 30 seconds less than you do if you go 55 miles per hour. Or 30 seconds worth someone's life or someone being hurt. I spoke with the sheriff last week at the law enforcement memorial service. He told me he would remain neutral this time, but nothing had changed. Why fix something that's not broken?
I just like it. Who's making this request? Is this the residents making a request, or is this,
Superintendent Bain.
why is he making the request?
You know, he brought it to us to start with, and then after he brought it to us and we came in here, and then we had residents of the county that called, some for, some against, and Superintendent Bain, talked to us about doing it again. And, as I said earlier, you know, I went off of what he have to, I mean, he's got some good reason, I'm sure, 'cause I don't think it makes any sense not to do it unless he just wanted to, so, you know, and then I stand on behind him on that.
Well, usually if there's a request, it's either residents or a business or whatever. I'd be curious to know who's making the request, because I don't think Lowell just went out there on the road and said, I think this would be a good request.
Yeah, I don't know, as far as looking, I don't think Lowell was here.
I do have three different people. A couple of them live on the, Ridgeport Road. It's a dead end road right beside Bradley Creek, right across from the landfill. And they requested that to be changed. I didn't have anybody that requested it to stay 45 nowhere. Now, they may be some, but I didn't have it. All I had was 4 change.
Does anybody have any stats on how many accidents have been on that road?
There's been one fatal wreck. A lady was killed.
Which is precisely, means it's kind of at a good level. I mean, I hate that incident, but there's not a ton of accidents on it, so why change that?
Mr. Chairman, I call for question.
Well, Commissioner Brewer gets to speak because we cleared the board.
I call for question.
Question's been called. Are you ready? Voting on resolution as amended, cast your vote.
Yes, 8 no.
Resolution passes. Resolution 2019-0503 introduced by Commissioner Mays.
There'll be a change to the mayor, of course. So the Honorable Michael Farrell, Chairman, members of Hawkins County Board of Commission, met in regular session 20th day of May 2019, resolution of reference approval to apply for a litter grant for the fiscal year 2019-20 from the State of Tennessee Department of Transportation and approval of the tax program description. Whereas Hawkins County intends to apply for a litter grant for the Tennessee Department of Transportation for the fiscal year 2019-20. Contract for the grant will impose certain legal obligations upon the county. Therefore, be it resolved, the County Mayor Jim Lee is authorized to apply on behalf of Hawkins County for a litter and trash collecting grant from the Tennessee Department of Transportation. County Mayor is authorized to execute contracts or other necessary documents which may be required to signify acceptance of a litter and trash collecting grant by Hawkins County. Further, that the attached program description be approved. Mr. Chairman, I so move.
Motion by Commissioner Mays, second by Commissioner Fields. Any discussion? Commissioner Townsend.
Under here, it says a contract for the grant will impose certain legal obligations. What kind of legal obligations are we talking about?
Where do you see it in?
has to apply for this grant?
I think it just means that the grant has to be executed correctly, or there's legal obligations if it's not.
I don't know that.
It's just part of it that we have to do to get the grant.
Are we having to match any funds?
No.
Okay.
We don't match anything. No county match. Any more discussion? If not, cast your vote. Commissioner Barrett.
21 yes.
Motion passed.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir.
the, front page of our resolution we got this month says April 22nd. Do we need to correct that tonight? Sit and make it May 20th? To sort of reflect the,
Yes.
date.
Yes, we need to change that. Time for me. Okay. Resolution 2019-0504, introduced by Commissioner Means.
To the Honorable Mike Harrell, Chairman and members of Hawkins County Board of Commissioners, regular session, make this 20th day of May 2019 resolution in reference approval of a 90-day extension of exclusive franchise rights to Hawkins County Emergency Medical Services for the operation of ground and convalescent ambulance services for Hawkins County, Tennessee. Whereas on July 25th, 2016, Hawkins County Board of Commissioners approved Resolution 2016-0703 granting exclusive franchise rights for the operation of ground convalescent ambulance service to Hawkins County Emergency Medical Service and Churchill Emergency Medical Service for a period of 3 years with an expiration of June 30, 2019. And whereas on September 26, 2016, Hawkins County Board of Commissioners approved Resolution 2016-0907, approval to revoke the exclusive franchise issued to Churchill Emergency Medical Services executed by resulting closure of Churchill Emergency Medical Service effective August 24, 2016 due to financial difficulty. And whereas on April 22, 2019, the Hawkins County Board of Commissioners approved the formation of the EMS Exploratory Committee per Resolution 2019-0402 out of order, charged with advising the Hawkins County Board of Commissioners on current and potential possibilities related to EMS service providers for the County of Hawkins. Therefore, be it resolved, the Hawkins County Board of Commissioners grant a 90-day extension of exclusive franchise rights to Hawkins County Emergency Medical Services for the operation of ground and convalescent ambulance services for Hawkins County, Tennessee, thus making their expiration date midnight, September 30, 2019. Mr. Chairman, I so move.
Motion by Commissioner Mead, second by Commissioner.
I'll second, but that's,
Commissioner, second by Commissioner Gibson.
Any discussion on the third paragraph needs to be changed. It's gonna have to be approved last month.
Yeah, it's correct.
Sorry.
Any discussion? Cash.
Can I inquire how much more that's gonna cost the county? How much more money we're gonna have to invest up till September the 30th at midnight?
$0.
$0. Okay, got that on record.
Cast your vote.
Yes.
Resolution passes. Resolution 2019-0505, introduced by Commissioner Talley.
To the Honorable Michael Rell, Chairman, members of Hawkins County Board of Commission regular session, met this 20th day of May 2019. Approval of an offer on county-owned property parcel 122, 052.00 and 122, 052.01. Whereas when an offer for the county-owned tax sale property is less than the amount liable on record, the county commission must approve to accept the offer for the property. Whereas parcels 122.052 and 122.052-1 got one in the second civil district of Hawkins County was acquired by the county on a delinquent tax sale confirmed December 11, 2014. The property consists of 0.94 and 0.36 acres, and whereas an offer in the amount of $1,500 have been made on the property which is less than the amount of taxes due at time of said sales plus the interest incurred since. Whereas the delinquent tax resale land committee met on March the 6th, 2019 and voted forward offer to full commission for an acceptance vote. Therefore, be it resolved that approval of the $1,500 offer be accepted for parcels 122.052.00 and 122.052.01. And further, be it resolved that said offer be publicly advertised for 10 days to allow for any additional offers on the said property to be received. Final sale be to the highest bidder on the said property. I so move, Mr. Chairman.
Motion by Commissioner Talley, second by Commissioner Thacker. Any discussion? If not, cast your vote. Well, you want to speak, Commissioner Talley?
Yeah, we had this brought forth before, and I had not went and looked at this property. I know someone said something about separating it. Well, there's one piece of property there, the larger tract. You can get a road if the state approves it. They can cut a road into it. The other parcel, the smaller, there's a huge gully. And I don't see any way without building a bridge, basically, to asset that one. So that's why we brought it back up as it is, with both of them together.
Thank you for going to look at that, Tally, and giving a report. Any more discussion? If not, cast your vote.
Yes, one abstain.
Resolution passes. Resolution 2019-0506, introduced by Commissioner Metz.
Resolution of reference, budget amendment, general fund. Mr. Chairman, I so move.
Motion by Commissioner Metz, second by Commissioner Field. Any discussion? Commissioner Allen.
Yes, under the county mayor's office, Mr. Chairman, what, explain that a little bit further on that $4,975, other salaries and wages.
To pay out the remaining vacation for Atlanta and who's the other lady, Amanda, to pay out their vacation.
That's what I don't understand. Ms. Roberts is still employed there.
No, she retired, sir.
Yes, I mean, I know.
It's just something that we have to do. We've always contract load.
Commissioner Barrett.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My question I've got pertains to the communication under the county mayor's office, and also pertains to the communication shown there under the drug court. Cell phone there under the county mayor's listed at $700, which also includes testing for Holston Connect. Cell phone under the drug court is listed at $500. The question I've got, does the county contract under government services to any of these cell phone providers collectively for service? And the reason I ask that question, we use cell phones in gas company all the time, okay? And we're a government entity, and we're getting cell phones for about $7 a month. So I'm curious, where did the $700 figure come from, and also the $500? You know, if you look at school system, sheriff's department, road department, all these different departments, property assessor, all of that, I just think if we could combine them somehow and get a quote, and I even went as far as to contact, just on the spur of the minute, but I actually went and contacted Verizon and got a name and a number for a contact person out of Knoxville that deals with government contracts and stuff. And I don't know what the commission wants to do, but I would suggest that the commission may want to look at maybe a government contract for cell phones. I mean, for 2 cell phones, we're going to be paying $1,200, $1,200 right here.
I think the mayor took this on as one of his pet projects, and some of his staff, I believe Sarah being one of them, saved, I can't remember how many thousands of dollars by going through and analyzing cell contracts. And the mayor is wanting to investigate if Holston Connect is going to adequately serve the county property before he executes contract by getting rid of the current provider. He's wanting to know if he gets proper bang for his buck. And I will say, we've had this for 2 weeks, and I would certainly appreciate that you speak to the mayor about that, you know, just talk to him, because you've got knowledge of it. I'm just saying you got knowledge of it, and there may be some information you had that he's not privy to, and I appreciate if you would speak to him directly on that.
Okay, thank you.
We got Commissioner Barrett.
That's all, yes.
Okay. Any more discussion? If not, cast your vote.
Yes, 2 no, 1 abstain.
Resolution passes. Resolution 2019-0507, introduced by Commissioner Metz.
Resolution in reference to general purpose school fund budget amendment. Mr. Chairman, I so move.
Motion by Commissioner Metz, second by Commissioner DeWitt. Any discussion? If not, cast your vote.
Yes.
Resolution passes. Resolution 2019-0508, introduced by Commissioner Metz.
Resolution in reference to federal projects fund budget amendment. Mr. Chairman, I so move.
Motion by Commissioner Metz, second by Commissioner DeWitt. Any discussion? If not, cast your vote.
Yes.
Resolution passes. Resolution 2019-0509, introduced by Commissioner Fields.
Approval of notary publics. Brandy Michelle Biggs, per address, Hawkins County Farm Bureau, Rogersville, Tanya Brewer, per address, Persia Utility District, Rogersville. Donna K. Carter, per address, Hawkins County Sheriff's Office, Rogersville. Tammy Owen Carter, per address, Rocket Center Auto Sales, Mount Carmel. Sherry M. Dyer, per address, Hawkins County Board of Education, Bulls Gap, Rogersville. Ricky Lynn Greer, per address, Eastman Credit Union, Rogersville. Lisa M. Hutton, per address, Mark Alverson, State Farm, Kingsport. Bobby L. Jargan, per address, self-employed. Nicholas Wade McMillan, per address, Nicholas McMillan, State Farm, Church Hill. Misty Patrick, per address, Eastman Credit Union, Kingsport. Mr. Chairman, I so move.
Motion by Commissioner Fields, second by Commissioner Goins. Any discussion? If not, cast your vote. Resolution passes.
Mr. Chairman, I need to make a motion to suspend the rules right over the resolution, please.
Got a motion on the floor to suspend the rules. Have a second?
I'll second that.
Second by DeWitt, Commissioner DeWitt. Cast your vote.
Yes.
Rules suspended. Resolution 2019-0501 introduced by Commissioner Fields.
To the Honorable Michael Harrell, Chairman and members of the Hawkins County Board of Commissioners, in regular session met this 20th day of May 2019. Resolution to reference. Approval to change the road name from Beauty Salon Road to Legacy Road. Whereas, from time to time, requests are made for a road name to be changed, and whereas a request has been made for the road committee for a road name change as follows: present road name, Beauty Salon Road. New name request, Legacy Road. Whereas the road committee met on April 11, 2019 and voted to recommend a name change to full commission, minutes are attached and list of the property owners on said road. Therefore be it resolved that the name Beauty Salon Road be changed to Legacy Road. Said road is in Morrisburg community. Further that, upon passage, the highway department is instructed to put up a road sign with a new name. The county commission secretary will forward a copy of the resolution to E911 director in order to notify all emergency services agencies of the change. Mr. Chairman, I so move.
Motion by Commissioner Fields, second by
I'll second.
Commissioner Patton. Commissioner Patton, yes.
I don't know if anybody looked right quick. That second page is got the people who live there. Being Rick living on Beauty Salon Road here. Just, I'm like, that's the one thing we really probably shouldn't leave that alone, Rick.
Motion by Fields, second by Commissioner Thacker. Any discussion? If not, cast your vote. Commissioner Thacker, Commissioner Eden.
20 yes, 1 abstain.
Resolution passes.
Motion to adjourn.
So,
Please vote out.
Can we get outside?
Have good. What time is your meeting tomorrow? 6. Is it at the mayor's office? Okay.
Unless it's in the name of the corporation.
Oh. stays up in, out here. Okay, this lady wants to talk to her. What the Wi-Fi stays on out here.
It won't get it.
It won't. How about if I get my own one address where I put a hand out?
Well, it has to be big enough for a bill or habitation or business.
No.
This lady wants to get Hawkins, so I gotta wait for her. That's not your,
No.
but I ain't got all Let's just stop right here. I don't know if the Wi-Fi is going to work inside.
It'll work outside, Bubba. You know it will.
I ain't got all day. If you want to do this, let's do it.
This is the same situation that we're in years ago. Bull crap. It's all about the good old boy club. How Blaine Jones got lifeguards information is beyond me. He's not privy to that.
Okay.
Hi, my name is Jenny DeWitt, and I'd like to make a statement about the Hawkins County Commissioner meeting tonight. Number one, I was treated rudely when I inquired and presented a paper to the commissioners that the Hawkins County EMS has proposed and requested an additional $90,000 on top of the $60,000 they already received, totaling $150,000 per year from the Hawkins County Commission's Office. Number one, Hawkins County EMS is a private business. They bill the people they pick up and move to different facilities. They bill that to patients' insurance companies. That means they are a private entity. Dr. Blaine Jones is wanting and requesting from the board or the commission board that Hawkins County EMS be owned by Hawkins County. Now, taxpayers...
That's a proposal, it's not...
Well, they're proposing that.
It's not,
but
the
taxpayers,
final
we cannot afford it.
There's a meeting tomorrow night at 6 o'clock. I don't know if Doc told you.
Nope.
At the mayor's office.
We'll be there.
It's a public meeting. This committee is meeting tomorrow after...
Okay, and my other question is, why has not the Public Safety Committee met with lifeguard? They're having all these private meetings pushing for Hawkins County to own the EMS. That is not right. Why is it not right? Because as taxpayers, we're going to get hit with an additional increase of our taxes. That's the first thing. Number two, we're still going to be billed when they have to pick us up. And also, Hawkins County EMS has got an outside company doing their billing in another state, and I personally know from experience that they do not follow up on their claims. They do not know how to follow up on their claims, and they've got this company running for them. That's another reason they're so major in debt. When Hawkins County Commissions originally gave Hawkins County EMS $30,000, it was to purchase a new ambulance, and that was several years ago. Now it has been year after year that they are asking for more money. Not last year, but a couple years ago, Churchill told us that they were in the black. Everything was good. How long did it take them to file bankruptcy? It was all a lie. Nobody really looked into their books, because why did they file bankruptcy? Nobody really knows. So now, Hawkins County Commissioners is going to listen to this appointed board that was the appointed board before, and then we ended up losing the Churchill station. And now, I don't believe, if I am correct, Hawkins County EMS is even yet back into Circle Orangeville, where they pulled out in the middle of the night.
I don't reckon they are.
Okay, no, they're not, sir. But they'll sit and tell us they're covering the whole county. Tonight it was mentioned, Orangeville's covered. They're not covered, people. You're not covered. So we all are being told lies. So if you are a taxpayer and you are a voter, you need to appear before this committee and let these commissioners that we all recently elected know we're not going to stand for this no more. We are lied and lied and lied to.
That committee meeting is tomorrow at 6 o'clock at the mayor's office.
And what committee meeting
That's
is
this
that?
exploratory committee, the EMS exploratory committee.
Have they invited
It's
the
open
other
public.
bid?
It's a public meeting.
Okay, because they haven't been inviting lifeguard to their other meetings.
It's a public meeting. Everybody
And so, as the gentleman in the meeting stated, this is not being known publicly. People, you gotta show up if you have concern for your well-being. Now, why should we as taxpayers take on this debt again? And it's more of a debt.
So
and then us pay
you
Hawkins County.
You want lifeguard to come in?
I want lifeguard to come in. I want somebody to come in.
Yeah.
But they won't even. According to Dr. Blaine Jones and his board members, they only have 3 points that they want to express. That is because the Public Safety Committee does not want to recognize the other bid that they got for this. And people remember, several years ago, lifeguard came in here and told this county, we will not charge you, we will give you money. They wanted to help the citizens of Hawkins County. They wanted to pay Hawkins County to be here. But for some unknown reason, Dr. Blaine Jones ended up with lifeguard's proposal. How come? Who knows? Somebody gave him that information off of the public safety.
Well, yeah, they gave it both. They've got the applications from both went to the committee.
Went to the committee, but how did the committee give Blaine Jones
They went to the
their book?
exploratory committee.
Well, why is still Blaine Jones entitled to what lifeguard proposed?
He's the chairman of the exploratory committee.
Yes, but he is never mentioned even recognizing that lifeguard put in a bid. He stated that in the last public safety committee that he was all for Hawkins County EMS, and people, it's just not 60,000. They've asked for 150,000 now.
They withdrew that request.
They stated they withdrew it, but when I was at the mayor's office this morning, Atlanta, whom handed me that paper, said nothing at all that there were any changes. This was the proposed bid, 150,000. Increase of 90,000 people. Get it together. This county cannot afford any more debt. According to the commissioners, we are anywhere from $88 to $92 million in debt. Now they want to take on another 90,000. Also, the commissioners are not realizing, I do not believe, that when you own something, that means we have to have a medical board, we have to have a medical director, that means more employees, also people that comes with an increase of, not revenue, but an increase of owing.
Reoccurring expense.
Yes, it's definitely recurring expense, and what does that happen to the county? Guaranteed
That's what
people
they're going to tell us when they
will
finish
be
the
a
study.
$500,000 in debt.
They're doing a study to figure out how much that's going to cost.
Yes, but
Last time they said it would cost
this committee
$5 million
is
over
going
5
to
years
vote
or
for
something.
what Dr. Blaine Jones states, but in essence, voters, taxpayers, we're going to pay for
Well,
that.
they voted him down in 2016 though. Remember that?
No, they didn't vote him down in 2016.
Yeah, they did.
Blaine Jones recommended Hawkins County EMS and
No,
Hawkins County EMS State.
They recommended that the county take over EMS in 2016.
Yes, but Hawkins County EMS State, and like I said, remember, Churchill was in the black, and Churchill
Yeah, I remember very
closed, but and it wasn't just
vividly.
closing,
I
it
remember
was
that.
bankruptcy.
I remember that vividly.
So is the county going to take on another debt like that? Now, where not just 60,000, they're proposing 150.
Well, that's off though. I know
Sir,
I know you got a paper though that
I
says that
do.
paper is obsolete. It's old.
No, this paper was printed,
Okay,
people,
all right.
at 11:30
They
today from the Hawkins County Mayor's office.
because they knew they weren't going to get it.
Well, even if they did withdraw it, today at 11:30, it is 7:30 tonight, less than 8 hours.
You got an old paper accidentally.
Well, sorry, no, I didn't. They pulled it out of the book in front of me. In Atlanta, that is employed with Hawkins County Mayor's
I would be
office
willing
gave
to
it to me.
bet a large quantity of money that even if they requested $150,000, they're not going to get it.
Well,
And they'll be lucky to get what they got last year.
but according to Dr. Blaine Jones, you know, he's got lifeguards, people, proposal, and according to John Metz, whom is the chairman of the Public Safety Committee, only wants to hear from Dr. Blaine Jones for Hawkins County EMS.
And the rest of the committee too.
Well,
There's a-
and
there's
the
a
rest of
large-
the committee,
There's
sure.
a large committee of people. He's just the chairman and the spokesman.
Yes, and that's who they listen to. But anyway, folks, gotta go. I'll keep you updated because I will be at another meeting and I will be verbally responding.
Okay. All right.
Thank you. Pharrell, I didn't like how you treated me.
I treated you